Coming up today on The Village Idiom.
So here's my joke. That full-figured girl stole my heart. She's as thick as a thief.
Dum dum da da, Village Idiom.
Hello and welcome to The Village Idiom.
Yes, y'all. We are a podcast that once a week
Once a week
takes out and inflates a metaphorical toddler pool, fills it with water in the form of an idiom, takes a shallow dive into that pool.
These are just getting more absurd. I love it.
Pick an idiom. We're going to discuss how it's used properly, where it comes from.
You get an idiom and you get an idiom.
But we'll probably end up talking about.
We'll probably end chair. There's an idiom for everyone out there in today's for all of our legitimate children.
Well, we're off to a good start.
So fun. So what's happening? Did you find $100,000 in gold?
You know I didn't. So if you tuned in last week, you know that we were on the hunt.
We were on the hunt. Not only were we on the hunt, we must have possibly stood on. We definitely walked past. We definitely had our fingers in where it was.
I know.
We were there. We were in the zone. All the right things. We
had all the right things.
We had all the right things.
That's the real thing.
All the things. We had them right.
I know.
And so it was just maddening to be so close yet so far. That's an idiom.
But at least we knew, like, I don't know. Would you be more disappointed to find out that we were pretty close, or more disappointed if you were like, wow, we were way off? What's worse?
I think in this particular case, I wouldn't have mind being way off in the sense that it's like, oh, that was so clever.
Right.
How did we not see that? That was so
was
so out the left field.
Find out that we're idiots.
In this particular one, well, everyone in Vancouver was an idiot apparently for 9 days.
Yeah.
Like thousands of people did exactly what we did by the end in walking across the area where it was, but no one got lucky. But it's entirely possible we stepped on it.
For those of you listening for the first time, we were on something called a gold hunt where some organizers actually legitimately buried $100,000 in Canadian gold coins. And so we had all the riddles, all the clues, all the maps, and we failed.
Epic fail. So here we are. Back to the Village Idiom.
Back here we are.
We were just going to cash it all in and go live on a desert island.
That would have been the end of the podcast? Is that what you're saying?
Today's podcast is from the Bahamas.
But it was a blast, though.
It was super fun. Yeah. One thing that I enjoyed was the camaraderie. Our wingman, who is not here, is J-Po, Julian Pullman, and he was just creative and neat ideas, and I thought it was real bonding.
Even when, any one of us, but he kind of joined the team after the fact, and no matter how extreme the idea was, if it was new,
we loved it.
It was like
it was gold.
Yeah, it's like let's go with that. Let's run with that until we have something else.
The part of us just melding together in some sort of like
it was a bonding experience.
It was bonding. It was goopy. It was
goopy.
I'm trying not to give away today's idiom.
Oh well, you know what? Let's give it away. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Now, if you remember, Sheriff Roscoe and Boss are thick as thieves, because they are thieves.
I'm telling you, boss, the FBI had pictures of the guys they were after. And it was Bo and Luke Duke.
There you go. Have any idea who that was?
I'm thinking the Dukes of Hazzards.
Yeah, it was. But the idiom that we're doing today came right at the beginning there. Thick.As.Thieves, which is what you were skirting around trying not to say.
Goopy was the only thing. Goopy. We were goopy with our friends, which that's not particularly cool.
We did kind of bond. It was fun. Like,
it was fun. Like these
multiple 3 4 a.m.ers.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Where's your buddy Holly glasses? I made sure to bring some today.
Oh, I got them right here.
You got them? Okay.
Yeah, I just don't want to nerd it up too much.
I brought some so you didn't feel like extra nerdy.
Are those new?
These old things?
No, come on. Are they new?
These are my wife's reading glasses.
You brought your wife's reading glasses to fit in with me.
I'm trying to make you feel welcome.
That doesn't make me feel better.
I'm trying to be inclusive.
I wore a skirt today to help you fit in. What? Those are your wife's glasses.
Well, I'm trying to just like that thickness. I was trying to generate thickness today.
Oh, you're bonding again.
I'm bonding with you right now.
Goopy. I'm taking them off. I can't see. It's so hot in here today. Studio has no air conditioning.
Well,
and I'm sweating.
What I particularly enjoyed about your buddy Holly Glasses
Yeah.
was his tragic end.
That's what you appreciate about my glasses is the death of another individual.
It made me think of
Several individuals.
Yeah, down friends. In fact,
That's true.
Yeah, it was, and it turned down to like, you should go because I have a cold, and the altitudes, and you go, and the final guys flipped the coin.
Who was that? Richie Valens' Big Bopper, Buddy Holly.
Yes,
and one didn't go.
Waylon
right?
Jennings. Waylon Jennings. He opted out because I think he had a cold or something like that. I know.
Do you know what just happened?
No.
Do you know who the narrator on the Dukes of Hazzard is? The voice
No.
we just heard?
Is that Waylon Jennings?
Waylon Jennings.
Wow. Would we have had the Dukes, supposing that he hit the side of a mountain along with the boys?
Oh, well, we wouldn't have had him. We would have had Morgan Freeman. If ever a show cried for Morgan Freeman's voice, it's the Confederate flag and the Dukes of Hazzard.
Nice. Yeah, so that's how that went down. But friends bonded
So Waylon
together.
Jennings is the one that opted to not go on. Because
One opted to not go on. I think one of them, between the two of them, there was one final seat, and they flipped the coin to see.
Oh,
perhaps it
that's
was
what
Richie
it was.
Valens, but
Okay.
they flipped the coin to see who would go on. Winner got to go on, and then loser, boom.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's how that went down. Little did you know.
But that's how tight that little beginning of a rock and roll community was, right?
We could fit in a 4-seat plane.
Yeah, they were all just doing it
Yeah.
together, traveling around.
them in their gear.
That's kind of cool to know. A sad, terrible ending.
the idea
but
of like just tight friendship.
we were on an airplane that could have crashed once together when we went skydiving.
Oh my goodness.
There was no seats.
Things I don't need to do again with my life.
We'll save that. I'm sure there's a
That's
idiom
its-
coming up where
that's its own.
that story can play out in its entirety. Yeah.
that could have gone tragic. And
So speaking of
It didn't.
Thick.As.Thieves, have you ever stolen something?
I was taken home for shoplifting.
No.
Yes, when I was a child.
Oh, not this week.
No,
You were taken home like just
I was
like by police?
I was at. Yep, I was.
This is the best.
Yeah, I was in grade. Still in elementary school.
Yeah.
So not real super smart, and like had money and was sent to the store to get something and had money in my pocket and stole a Mars bar.
Intentionally.
They're delicious, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Like I wouldn't go to jail for a Snickers, but a Mars bar.
Today's episode has been brought to you by Mars. I don't know their jingle. I actually, ironically, know Snickers. I don't know it.
So Snickers might satisfy, but I love me a Mars bar.
So you had money, but you just decided, like, it wasn't like, because when I was a kid, I accidentally stole, like, you're walking around the store and I put something in my pocket and I just kept walking and didn't even realize.
That's like that. No, that's what mine was like. Except I meant to do it. Yeah. So
That's not the same.
so we're kind of the same that way.
So
Interesting.
they called the police for a Mars bar?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the little I think the highway supermarket or something, taken home by the cops. And
Was it actually
trouble
cops or was it like Paul Blart?
no, it was
drove you home?
police.
Did it just look like police?
I don't know.
Was it Kevin
I
James?
was young. Exactly.
That's
It's funny,
funny.
when this phrase came up. I'll tell you my joke and then I can get into some more. So here's my joke. That full-figured girl stole my heart. She's as thick as a thief.
Man.
When we talk about thick as thieves, the first thing now when I think of thick is not thick as thieves, but like
No.
thick, like
That's right.
yeah, baby got back.
See, I think of thick as being stupid or dumb. Like,
right.
oh, I'm so thick.
Like
I missed that
thick as
one.
pig crap is the other thick.
One thing we've never promised our audience is political correctness.
Oh, you're not allowed to say the word thick?
Full-figured.
I said full figured.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm just saying we've never promised.
Oh,
It's a separate thought.
Right. I don't even know. Is thick bad?
I don't know.
Well, 'cause-
I'm laughing. I'm loving
Okay.
it.
Because this thing, thick,
I think if we had a studio audience,
that
it would
full
be
figured girl
oh,
stole my heart. Thick as
thick as
thieves.
thieves.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought the idea when I heard that today's idiom was going to be thick as thieves, that all I could get was like thick. Like she works for thick fillet. Like she's baby got some back.
I love it. I love it. So the word thick in this, so how it's used properly.
Sure.
Because we've kind of said it, not really. All it means is like close friends who keep nothing from each other, right? They're thick as thieves. It's not even necessarily a negative comment. Like you could say about, my two sons, 2 years apart, have grown up, and they're so close, they're so tight, they're thick as thieves, those two. It's not a negative thing.
No, it's weird because that connotation of thick, it does mean stupid, but thieves, well, different types of thieves can be clever, like or have a thought out process.
They're anything but stupid. Well, successful thieves are anything but stupid. Mars bar, first shoplifting. Like what would have happened if you didn't get caught? Where would you be
I'd just
now?
be eating Mars bars till I was thick as a thief.
Yes.
Baby, thick as a thief.
Thick as thieves is because you've stolen so many Mars bars.
Those aren't big Turks in my back pocket.
Whatchamacall that?
Will I Am. I don't know if you saw the Penguins of Madagascar with the kids.
Yeah.
What is it, number?
Is he in that?
Number 2, the voice of.
He said number 2.
The voice of Moto Moto, the hippo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he sings that
yeah.
song, Big and Chunky.
Yeah.
That's a Will I Am.
That's a pretty great. That's funny, actually.
Yeah. I like him round with something chunky. So that's the Thick as Thieves. That just cracked me up. It's like, that's weird. In today's language, thick is a whole nother.
Totally. Yeah. It just means that. Well, you know what? Before we start explaining why they use the word thick, you want to get into origins?
Where's it come from? Sure.
Well,
I said some words. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origin.
oh, I missed it. Missed my cue. All right. Well, the word thick is interesting because it doesn't refer to fat. Although,
It doesn't have to be fat. Full figured.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But what if that is why it's thick as thieves?
you're
Like if
thick
you
shaming
steal,
right now. You're thick
you gain
shaming.
weight. If you like Pinocchio, when he lied, his nose grew. When you steal, you gain weight. I wonder if that would change the crime rate. If you just knew, if I steal, I'm going to put on 10 pounds.
I guess if you stole a subscription to Jenny Craig, you'd lose something, hopefully.
And then if you saw someone overweight, wouldn't you just kind of wonder, what if they're a klepto?
Thick as a DQ blizzard.
Hold that upside down. So we said thick can also mean dumb. You might say that about yourself, but thieves, we said that they're not dumb. If anything, they're conspiratorial.
Well, so
by necessity.
Right in idiom land, I don't know that we're covering it anytime soon. There is no honor amongst thieves.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah,
That like untrustworthy and kind of aloof. There's no honor amongst thieves. Juxtaposed.
No, the saying is there is honor among thieves.
There's no honor amongst thieves.
No, that's not the saying.
What's the saying?
There's honor among thieves.
Well, like
meaning
the thief code?
Yeah.
That they would understand.
Yeah.
The pirate code.
Like they have no honor except amongst themselves.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it kind of works together. Like thieves are conspiratorial. They're band together. They've got to share insider things. But going back to the word thick, in this case, it'd be more like closeness. So like you have thick hair or you have thick grass.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have like they're so dense together.
Dense. That doesn't sound good.
You're dense and thick. This is a positive podcast. I do not have thick hair. Well, now I don't have any hair, but my
leave
hair.
your back out of this. Okay.
Well, I have thick grass back there. Need to get the lawnmower out.
Weed whacker.
My hair, when I had hair, was so blonde and fine. Like since I was a kid, even with a full head of hair, was so fine that I would sunburn right through my hair.
Wow.
When I was a kid, like had to wear hats, it would just burn through my blonde, translucent hair. I did not have
like a
thick hair.
jellyfish head.
Yeah, exactly. It was like I just looked out of focus, sort of.
It's like, is he running? No, he's just standing still. He looks
That's
out of
like
focus.
Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, he's drawn like he's bald, right? But he's not. He's just so blonde. That's what they say.
No.
Yeah, he's so blonde that they draw.
I thought he had like some alopecia
that,
type
that was
thing.
nope. He's a blonde-headed kid.
I've never heard
That was me.
before.
It was like albino blonde.
It's having hair that blonde, like that platinum blonde. Every once in a while, you see someone that's got that like blondie blonde, but
Yeah.
not albino, but just,
Yeah,
there's-
that was me.
cool.
Yeah, that Scandinavian craziness. I'm not Scandinavian, but that look, you know what I'm saying.
Into Scandinavian.
Okay,
yeah.
so let me go back to 1781. Time machine with me here, will you? Let me read you something. It says this. Mr. Peckcroddy, sure I got that right, was at Spa. He and I were quite thick. We rode together frequently. He drank tea with me. That is the oldest reference we can find the word thick, meaning to be closely allied with, and that's Richard Twining's memoir, Selected Papers of the Twining Family, 1781. So, using the word thick as being particularly close with someone goes way back, 1700s.
I love those, whether it's like the old cop movie or the old frenzy type shows where they are just like inseparable, will go to great lengths for one another. They are so thick.
Cover each other.
They got you. Like you're like, they know beyond know. It's like, that person will never betray me.
Yeah.
We're thick.
That's the classic partner in crime, right?
Maybe it's the double meaning, the thick, because maybe that idea is foolish.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody. You can't trust anybody.
Well, that would be like, you're thick, the mental thick.
Thick.As.Thieves. Thieves will tell you everything. Don't do that. I can't trust you.
It's just like the paradox, the thief paradox, or the criminal paradox with the amount of time served based upon, if I tell the police, yes, I committed the crime, or no, he committed the crime, but if I stay silent, if you say it about me, you get 1 year off, 3 years off, or we both together, we both lose time. If we both say nothing, but you can never trust the guy.
If you both say,
then you get the maximum. Yeah. What are that? That's the thief paradox or something like that.
I've never heard it. I know what you're talking about as a scenario. It's been in enough shows and whatever, but I didn't know it had
the premise of that is that you can't trust somebody to do what's in their best interest all the time. Right. It's in their best interest to say nothing, but if he doesn't, you're going to go to the big house for a long time.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, tricky.
Yeah.
I'd rat you out.
It's the correct thing to do.
But I wouldn't. Just for the record.
Now I'm like, if I go to jail, I don't know what to think anymore.
If you go take another Mars bar, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd cover you. You can go ahead. I'll wait in the car.
My conscience wouldn't allow it.
No, not anymore. Those things you do when you're a kid. So even though that quote I said is from the 1700s, it was actually like a half a century later before this saying. I'm going to call it a saying. Mm-hmm. Here's my confession. Today's idiom, not an idiom.
What?
It's a simile.
Interesting.
Yeah. Maybe one day
comparative using like or as?
Yeah. Any saying that is blank is as blank as blank. Is that a simile right there? Blank is as blank as blank?
Well, I guess. Your comparison
that would be a simile.
Your comparison sounds empty to me.
Maybe one episode will break down the difference between
simile, metaphor, idiom, proverb.
Yeah, all those hyperboles.
Don't get technical.
I actually don't remember what a hyperbole is, but that's one of them. Anyway, the earliest example that I could find of the actual idiot or the actual simile that we're talking about today was from an English newspaper, the Morning Chronicle, in a letter that was dated 1827. And it just said it like that, referring to their friends are like, we're as thick as thieves. And that was the first time, oldest that I could find and anybody I researched could find.
When was that?
1827. Why?
I was trying to think, because it's English, right?
Yeah.
Who was the monarch then?
Oh, I don't know.
Queen Victoria.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Is that written down or just grab that out of the air? That's terrible.
I know. I apologize to the royal family who listens to
regularly.
Our
I have a direct lineage to the royal family.
Really? What is that?
My last name is Batten, and even the newest baby, what's their names?
Wow.
He has Mountbatten in his name. Archie Mountbatten something.
Really?
Yeah.
You could be making this up. I believe it.
Nope. I
make up
a lot of stuff, but this is not one of them. The truth is, this idiom here had its share of competition because even though we learned why they use the word thick and whatnot, in that same 50 years, it was almost like there was a contest.
Competition between...
Yeah, to find out what would be the thick as simile, because there was thick as inkle weavers, which apparently was people at the loom working side by side, usually foreign weavers, and they were sitting so close that they're just like sharing everything with each other. So thick as ankle weavers.
Thick as ankle weavers.
It's fun, right? Think as peas in a shell. Thick as, here's my favorite one. No sexual reference here. Thick as three in a bed was a saying for a brief time before Thick.As.Thieves won the battle, won the
Thick.As.Thieves sounds better because the other
cage
one,
match.
The other one does sound a little sketchy.
Yeah, so all it was, though, like there weren't a variety of sized beds. Like a third person in your bed was inconvenient.
Did you come across thick as two planks?
Yes, but that does have to do with size, right?
Well, I think it's a dumb one. Like you're the idiot. Thick as two planks.
Oh, really?
Yes. So the expression "thick as"
Some of these we got to bring back.
Which is sometimes given as the variant as thick as two planks, which has been cut down to plank. So you'd call it's a
Thick
UK
as a
thing,
plank?
just to call someone a plank.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, which
What a
brings
plank.
planking to a whole new level.
Wow.
Because that is stupid.
Yeah. Even the exercise, doing a
plank.
plank, that's just stupid.
Yeah. So
You plank. I like it.
yeah, you plank.
You plank, you goose hole.
it's cut down from two planks, two short
That's
planks.
great. Yeah, I didn't make
Thicker-
any notes on the
thicker than
thick
two
as
short-
two planks, but I remember reading that. So, but I thought it had to do with size, like thickness, but I guess not.
Yeah, apparently it boils itself down to just
You're an idiot.
A UK thing to you're an
You're thick as a plank. You're a plank.
Yeah,
Feeling
so call someone a
planky.
plank.
So from the 1700s to pop culture, listen to this movie trailer.
Morgan Freeman,
We can do this, Gabriel.
Antonio Banderas,
Give me what I want.
Radha Mitchell,
You stole this,
This is actually Thick.As.Thieves.
That's what I do.
a Mimi Leader film.
Vovoroskimir, loosely translated, Thieves' World. No! Now, you belong to it.
Thick.As.Thieves.
Yeah,
Isn't that great, boys?
Antonio Banderas.
Thick.As.Thieves. Yep, there you go. Thick.As.Thieves, still modern use. That's several hundred years now.
That's fantastic that it's survived time.
Okay, you gave me a joke, seemingly out of nowhere, but the reason Skinny gave me a joke right out of the top is we actually challenge each other to come to each episode with a joke from scratch, an original. So here is my joke, and we'll try and keep it on topic here. Here's my joke. Recovering celiacs. Wait for it.
You know what there's not enough of? A good celiac joke. Oh, they're just of all communities that's been protected too long.
Too long, right?
Yeah, it's time the celiacs got
If you could
theirs.
pick on someone.
The gluten intolerant.
Celiacs. Okay, recovering celiacs go on gluten-free diets. Recovering kleptomaniacs go on gluten-free diets.
Nice.
I got a bigger laugh with just saying celiacs,
It's not a word you hear. Gluten free.
gluten-free.
I like it.
Oh, man. Sometimes it's just not worth it.
It's gluten free.
Because he's recovering klepto.
I understand
He's
it.
no longer gluten.
He's gluten free.
He's gluten-free. I shake my head at you, you goosehole, you plank.
That full figured girl stole my heart.
She was thick as a thief. Well, you know what? We got some shout outs to do.
I'd love to
Are we
hear
ready
some.
for that?
I just wanted to take a quick, brief second.
All right.
To say a special thank you to all of our friends who do chime in across the social networks. Mark takes the time to make sure he responds back, or we give you a shout out of some sort on the podcast. We really appreciate the time that you take to engage with us that way.
So much.
So somewhere on the horizons, we will have Villegitimate t-shirts on the go.
That's right.
And so when that happens, we're going to make sure
Illegitimate children.
Illegitimate children. Somewhere
Maybe let us know.
still working
what should
on
the
the,
shirt
on the
say?
thought for that for some sort of artwork, and then we'll have that put together, and then we'll take all of the submissions, perhaps over an episode or two, and put your name into the draw for a free Villegitimate shirt.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
I think that sounds fun.
I wonder if it should say, I'm a illegitimate child, or
Villegitimate merch is awesome.
I'm a illegitimate child and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Something.
But yeah, so feel free to chime in. We appreciate all the support you've been given. We got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of downloads every week. And we just really appreciate that you would take the time to listen to us and give us some feedback. So
Yeah,
thank you.
totally,
So
sincerely.
what do you got?
Appreciate it. Well, first of all, last week's Riddle Link was the writing of The Importance of Being Earnest led him on a bizarre and nonsensical pursuit. The correct answer was Oscar Wilde Goose Chase. So Oscar Wilde being the author, Wild Goose Chase being the idiom we were talking about. And so I got 3 answers that came in. I'm going to give everybody credit. Tall Canuck Chick, I think she was the first one in there with the correct answer.
That woman. Amazing.
The_Escalade. This is 3rd week in a row with a shout out. He is just like,
You're rocking it.
yeah. So I've been delaying posting it on Instagram because we have some people who just follow us, but they're not listening. So they're answering, beating everybody out. So I'm like, I'll wait a couple days. So if you're listening right away, you'll have a chance to get your guess in before the others.
That's awesome.
And also, we haven't heard from this cat for quite a while. Dang Alano.
Dang.
Came back from who knows where. He's back in the mix.
Dang.
Alano has stepped up. He had the correct answer as well. Riddle Link
I
is...
love all these people. So
I know.
good.
I love that they're getting involved. Riddle Link is a game that we play where we have a 2-part trivia-based question that requires a 2-part overlapping answer, and you'll get the hang of it after a couple of them. I did get one person, I'd have to look it up to see what it was, and he's like, I'm not Googling this, I'm going to go with Robert Wild Goose Chase.
I like it. They're just going with their brain.
Just guessing.
Like at a party.
There's got to be a Robert Wild.
At a party.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have your cell phone handy. I love that.
Isn't that funny?
Just going with his thinker.
So
Fantastic.
I gave him I said wrong first name, and he came back with the right answer.
I've got a couple. You want harder?
Oh man, let's go harder.
Okay. The Beatles drummer is in a 70s Southern California police drama.
Okay. 70s. What was the second
Southern
part?
California police drama. It's a police detective drama.
Ringo Starr. And what's our idiom today? Thick.As.Thieves. Star Lord. Ringo Starr.
It's a 70s Southern California police detective drama.
I have no. Oh,
Oh, I love watching the lights turn on.
what is it called?
That's the one.
Red car.
That's the one. It's called the Striped Tomato.
Yes.
Huggy Bear.
Starsky and Hutch. Ringo Starsky and Hutch.
Ringo, Starsky, and Hutch.
Oh,
Woo!
man.
You selected harder.
Partners in crime. That's good. Think of Beatles or Thick.As.Thieves.
I know.
Starsky
So
and
I was
Hutch or
putting together
Thick.As.Thieves.
people that had some tight connections.
Man, I couldn't think of Starsky.
Starsky and Hutch.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's almost before my time. I remember it, but I was little. Huggy Bear.
Huggy Bear. So good.
I went to school with a guy who...
Named Huggy Bear?
well, that's the nickname he got, and he looked the part.
Cool.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
It's like having a creepy uncle. We call him Huggy Bear.
All right, I'm going to give you... This one I don't think I can type out, so I might have to give you this one because I can't post it otherwise.
Well, you've set the bar high.
Okay. The person who wrote this TV show theme song was very close with his co-actors.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
You recognize the theme song?
The Different Strokes?
Yeah. The person who wrote that song.
What was the last part?
Was very tight with his co-actors. So he's also an actor.
Like
He also has-
Alan Thick.As.Thieves?
That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. He wrote a ton of...
I didn't know Alan Thicke did that sort of thing.
He wrote Different Strokes, Facts of Life,
Wow.
the original Wheel of Fortune music.
He's something.
Yeah, he wrote a ton of music.
Junkie. Alan Thicke.
Okay, you got another one?
Yeah, one more.
Give it to
Okay,
me.
here we go.
Yeah.
So this is just in hard now.
Okay, I did harder.
Yes.
Give it to me hard.
Okay. Half of this cross-dressing 80s sitcom sings Bo Diddley and Peggy Sue.
Half of this...
Cross-dressing 80s sitcom.
Oh. But do I have to modify it a little bit?
Half of the cross-dressing...
Oh, half of the... Okay. Bosom Buddy Holly?
Bosom Buddy Holly.
Bosom Buddy is... Who is in that again? Was it Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari.
Oh, yeah.
So good job.
Wow. Tom Hanks, bosom buddies.
Living
That
at the
is-
Susan B. Anthony because rent is so
Oh, yeah, that's
expensive,
right.
and cross-dressing up as the ladies.
Man, that's going back.
But friends sticking it through,
And
keeping
gotta
to your
know
story.
Your ancient pop culture
It's
here.
pretty rough. This is
All right,
way
well,
out there.
I got one more.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out there, but we're going to leave it alone. We're going to let our illegitimate children answer this one. So tell them how they can...
Please continue reaching out to us at thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com or Instagram the.village.idiom, or whether it is Twitter, Facebook, or on YouTube at 3 Minutes Gone. All one word, the number 3 Minutes Gone.
That's right. You need to do that backwards for the YouTube watchers.
3
minutes.
It's gone.
All right, here it is. Here's your challenge. If two people were incredibly close, you might say this about them while secretly listening in on their conversation.
Wow, I likey. So I am Skinny.
I am Jurassic Thickness Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Oh, man. Let's go out with a tune.
There we were, thick as thieves, frightened by shadows in the autumn leaves.
That's 3 minutes gone.